Good day everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. What I have today is how to cut a school uniform for a pupil. So right now we are going to start. Now here is my fabric. So here is the right side of this fabric, and this fabric, as you can see, is folded into two. So right now I'm going to start. Now from this edge I'm going to measure 2 inches inward. So I measure 2 inches inward. So this 2 inches is going to be where my button sits, where the button is going to sit. Now the length of this uniform is 20 inches. Now I'm going to measure 20 inches. So I have my 20 inches right here. So I'm going to add 2 inches for my folding. So I have it here. So right now, like I said, I'm going to measure 2 inches inward. So I place my tape rule and I measure 2 inches. So I'm going to connect these lines together. So as you can see, I've connected the lines. So right now I'm going to measure the shoulder line, and the shoulder line is 14 inches, and 14 inches I'm going to divide it by 2. So 14 divided by 2, I have 7 inches plus half an inch, making it 7.5 inches. So I will be marking from this point, I will be marking 7.5 inches, and I have it here. So right now, from here, I'm going to measure 1.5 inches. Also here, I measure 1.5 inches. So I'm going to connect these lines. So right now, I'm going to measure from this point, I'm going to measure 6.5 inches. So I connect these lines. This line is going to be my armhole line. So right now, I'm going to measure the neckline. So from this, you see where I place my tape rule. So I will be measuring 2.5 inches, and I have it here. So this is my neckline. So right now, I'm going to measure the width. So I'm going to connect from this place. So this 1.5 inches serve as the depth of my neckline. All I need to do is to connect. Then here I'm going to, this is my shoulder slope. So I'm going to connect this to this point. So coming to the bust circumference, I place my tape rule here. So the bust circumference is 32, and 32 divided by 4, I have 8 inches. So I have my 8 inches here. I have it here. So plus seam allowance of 1 inch. So I'm going to connect these lines together. So there is no shape. It's not a fitted type, so I'm going to bring it down to the line, to the length line. So my armhole, I'm going to make my armhole curve. So the half of this, I have it here. So right now I'm going to cut. This one is the front panel. So after cutting the front panel, I'm going to use this front panel to cut the back piece. So right now I'm going to cut. So right now, before I cut, now it's going to be a two type and fabric and pupil school uniform. So I'm going to measure from this point, this armhole line, to this neckline point. I'm going to measure. I have almost 5 inches from here to this point. So what I have here, I'm going to divide it by 2. So to make it easy, you can divide it like so to get the accurate. So I have 2 3/4. So whatever I have it here. Can you see? So right now I'm going to reduce this place by half an inch. So from this point, I'm going to cut it straight down to the length of this uniform. So having cut this out, I'm going to replace it with this plain material. So I'm going to mark it downward. So you could be wondering why didn't I mark this place so that I can get the accurate line? It's because of the stripe. I'm looking at the stripe. But if it's a plain one, you have to mark it so that one part will not be longer than the other part. So for the sake of this, I'm going to mark. So like I said, I'm going to cut this off. But before then, I've started my cutting. So right now, remember, I'm going to cut this off. But before I cut this off, I'm going to use this front panel to cut the back piece first, after which I'm going to do the cutting off of this. So right now, I'm going to cut the back piece. So, like I said, this one is my back piece. So, you see, I've drawn out my button allowance. Can you see? I've drawn it out. Look at it. I've drawn it out. And the back piece is always like 0.7 smaller in terms of width, smaller than that of the front panel. And that is why you can see this little gap here, also here. So right now I've placed it. Now if you look at it critically, you will discover that the back piece of a male or shirt is always longer than that of the front piece, and that is why I've added like 3 inches to the back piece in terms of length. Can you see? 3 inches longer. So that is that. So right now I'm going to start this edge. I'm going to measure 1.5 inches inward. So I measure 1.5 inches. So right now I'm going to connect this line to this line. So having done that, I'm going to measure the shoulder line. And the shoulder line, like I say is 14 inches plus half an inch. And 14 inches divided by 2, I have 7 inches plus half an inch. So I will be having the total of 7.5 inches. And this is my 7.5 inches right here. So right now I'm going to measure the shoulder, the neckline, which is 2.5 inches. If you remember, when I was cutting that of the front piece, I also used 2.5 inches for the shoulder, for the neckline, sorry. So I'm going to connect this to this point and this point to this point. And you see, so the neckline also I'm going to connect, make a curve, a little curve. So I'm going to trace this down on my curve. So I connect this line downward. So right now I'm going to cut. So like I said, I'm going to cut this off. So I'm going to replace it with this plain one. So it remains the color of this shirt. How to cut the collar. Now to cut the collar, you just have to measure the neckline after sewing the shoulder together. So right now, when I did that, so I have 15 inches. So 15 inches, because this fabric is on fold, so I'm going to make two of it. You can see it's in 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 3 and 4. So right now I'm going to measure that 7 inches first. I have 7 inches. Sorry, I have 7 inches. Yes, 14 divided by 2, 7 inches. And 7 inches plus 1 inch for my button seat. So because I'll be cutting it together, so I'm going to have, this is the button seat plus extra for the seam allowance. So the length from here, I will be marking 1.5 inches. So I move this line straight upward. So I'm going to add like 1 inch, which is going to be the slant of my collar. So from here I mark like 1 inch. So it's going to be the slant of my collar. So here I'm going to curve it. So right now here I'm going to reduce this by less than 0.5. So right now I'm going to cut. Let me reshape it very well. So as you can see, my collar is ready. This is just a very simple way to cut collar. Can you see? sorry, this chalk is so this is how to cut the collar. Now, as you can see, I've come to the end of this tutorial. If you like this video, kindly give it a thumbs up by clicking on the liking button to appreciate this work. And if you have any question, please kindly drop your question in the comment section for me to attend to it. I thank you all for taking your time to watch this video. Till I come your way again. Bye for now. Remember, this channel is of two purposes. In this channel, you learn how to crochet your wares, and at the same time how to sew your fabric of any type of design. Thank you so much. Bye for now.